Hello there friends and welcome. Today I have very exciting news about the upcoming DLC for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Enhanced, The Last Sarkorians. Just like the wild cards for Kingmaker, this will grant us a new story companion, Ulbrich Olesk, who is actually a shifter, so we'll also get a new class. And by the way, everything points to him being a romanceable companion. Shifters are all about fighting with natural weapons, so claws, bites, gores, and so on. They can do this in their normal form, but they also get the ability to change into many other forms, mostly animal ones, each with their own unique abilities. And I'm guessing the Shifter Companion will actually have a unique form of his own. It says here he can change into a griffin, which I don't think is normally allowed as far as the default Shifter forms. But let's get into what really matters, as today we just got new details regarding the Shifter archetypes and also the normal forms they'll have access to. First, we know they'll have 10 animal forms to choose from. Amusingly enough, one of them is a dinosaur, the raptor, which I think is very fun. We also have spider, smilodon, horse, bear, mammoth, boar, lizard, wolf. So far it's basically the pets besides spider. And I think the last one is a badger, which we cannot get as a pet in Wrath of the Righteous. Now, they didn't really release any details regarding the animal forms. It's all about the archetypes and their special forms. But what I can tell you is that, as far as I'm aware, each of the animal forms won't just be about granting you extra stats. They all have quite unique abilities of their own. If you have the Toy Box mod, you can actually spy on a few of these. You can search for a Shifter aspect in the Search and Pick tab and get a few details about what each one of the forms do. Just be warned that what you see here has high chances of not reflecting the final version, right? But to put it simply, each animal form will also have a unique ability, including access to different feats. Bear, for example, gets Awesome Blow, so it's not just about increasing your stats or changing your natural attacks. But now let's get into what really matters. We know Shifter will have 6 archetypes: Child of the Manticore, DRAGONBLOOD Shifter, Feyform Shifter, FIENDISH Shifter, Rageshaper, and also Wild Effigy. Child of the Manticore can actually change into a Manticore, a unique form, starting from level 4. Instead of getting melee natural weapons, you'll grow spikes, which can be thrown at the enemy, for a very rare and unique natural throwing ranged attack. When I say this is unique, it really is. So far we don't have any natural attacks style in the game that can be used as ranged. It's all just melee. Apparently, if what I'm seeing here is correct, you'll get 4 natural ranged attacks with spikes as soon as you can become a Manticore, so level 4. This is, well, assuming you have unlimited spike throws, it's quite OP. I mean, 4 attacks at level 4, that's huge. Especially since they are ranged attacks, so I imagine you'll be safe at the backline. You'll also get the Scent ability, which I'm afraid doesn't really matter much. Later you'll also get bonuses with your natural attacks, and immunity to ground-based effects as you have wings, I imagine. I'm actually very pleased that Olcat finally added ranged natural attacks to the game. I was really looking forward to this, especially when it comes to pets, because while we have a lot of pets in the game, they're all melee, right? So hopefully we can eventually, perhaps in another Pathfinder game, also get a pet that only has ranged natural attacks. The second archetype is DRAGONBLOOD Shifter. I imagined this was going to come, because I mean, even if it's not an animal form, everyone who wants to change forms wants to eventually become a dragon. It's definitely always one of the coolest forms to pick from. It says it will gain Draconic aspect instead of the animal aspects, which provides resistances and also deal a type of damage based on your chosen dragon type, so kinda like the Sorcerer Dragon Bloodlines or the Dragon Disciple Prestige class. Additionally, whenever you prevent damage with either resistance or immunity granted by your Draconic aspect, you'll get to heal a number of hit points equal to the damage prevented. This is kinda niche, I'm afraid. You already have spells that can prevent party-wide elemental damage, such as protection from elements and resist energy. But anyways, here's what really matters. Starting at level 9, you'll get to become a medium dragon-like creature. You'll also get bonuses to Constitution and Strength, plus 4 natural AC, immunity to difficult terrain because of your wings, and a Dragon Breath weapon. Amusingly enough, DRAGONBLOOD Shifter is probably going to be the class that can turn into a dragon the earliest out of them all. When it comes to classes like Wizard and Sorcerer, they can change into Dragons too through the Dragon Kind spells, but that's a level 6 spell the earliest, so only starting from level 11 as a Wizard. While becoming a dragon is cool, I'm hoping they have a lot of extra unique stuff, because the breath weapon, I'm afraid, unless they change how it works in the game, it's not really going to be anything special. The dragon forms we have, they already have breath weapons, but they are quite limited. The main issue with breath weapons is, first, you can only use one per round, and it costs a standard action, which means you are blocked from doing anything else, right? You can just use the breath for the entire round and that's it. Second, you can't really increase the damage, unlike, let's say, with spells, which have access to meta magic. Anyways, I'm hoping the dragon has more unique advantages. Third, we have the Feyform Shifter, which gets the Fey aspect. They'll grow butterfly-like wings. I imagine they'll probably be used from the AZATA model. Also damage reduction against all weapons except cold iron. Starting at level 4, just like with the Manticore Shifter, you'll get to become a Fey creature instead, and unco. I'm pretty sure this weird looking guy was also in Kingmaker. While in this form, you'll get the ability to make sneak attacks, just like a rogue. You'll even get to use your Shifter level as your effective rogue level for the purpose of determining damage. This is actually quite huge, because rogues have super high sneak attack progression, it's pretty much 1 every odd level. Now the bonuses don't just stop there, because you also get access to the unique rogue talents and even evasion. Rogue talents are pretty powerful in Wrath of the Righteous. You get a lot of utility and even abilities that increase your damage. Lastly, you also get a bonus to saving throws against mind-affecting spells. This is, you know, okay at most, because eventually you can just cast spells to become immune to mind-affecting anyways. Apparently you also have a capstone ability at level 20. You become resistance to movement impairing effects kinda late. And also get spell resistance. If it really only comes at level 20, I'm afraid it's a bit too late for it to really matter. But overall, just the ability to get sneak attack for free, and then rogue talents, will certainly make this one of the best shifter archetypes. For the 4th shifter archetype, we have Fiendish Shifter. Starting just at level 1, you'll get Infernal Claw attacks that let you overcome the damage reduction of evil outsiders. It can help early game, but I'm afraid as soon as chapter 2, since we get a relic that lets you do the same party-wide, it probably won't be that useful. You'll also get natural bonuses to armor class, resistance to electricity and fire, and instead of animal aspects, a fiendish aspect. I wonder what form is it going to be, assuming we get to change into like a devil or so, which grants you a gore attack, wings, and damage reduction against non-good attacks. Pretty good too, because almost all the enemies are evil. We also have Rageshaper, which gets devastating form instead of animal aspects. This is similar to the Barbarian Rage ability, but you'll also grow 1 category larger. Size increases are always welcome, because they not only increase your base damage, they also grant you reach so you can attack even at melee from far away. While under devastating form, you'll get to perform a ground slam, which can knock enemies down in quite a pretty big area around you and deal bludgeoning damage. Well, this ability can either be good or not. It's going to depend on, first, the damage and if it scales, and second, how high the DC can actually go for. Otherwise, you know, you can just use Grease if you want to crowd control and knock enemies down. Instead of growing claws, you'll also get Terrible Slam, with a powerful slam attack for bludgeoning damage. This archetype also gets natural AC bonuses and damage reduction. It seems a lot of the shifter archetypes so far get this. Last but not least, we have Wild Effigy. You'll still retain the use of animal shapes, but they are made out of living rock, so has some neat flavor with the Oread race, the Earth Genazis. I suppose this one is going to be the shifter with the highest damage reduction. You'll always have impenetrable DR equal to your shifter level, so a maximum of 20 at the end. And also fortification, so a percentage chance of ignoring critical hits or precision damage. Lastly, the ability to turn your claws into adamantine. Overall, I'd say Child of the Manticore and Feyform Shifter are the ones that really caught my interest. I mean, like I said before, getting so many ranged attacks, even early, depending on how they are implemented, can make for a super powerful character. The same for sneak attack and rogue talents for free on a class that already has high base attack bonus progression by default. Now, it seems the DLC won't just be about the Shifter class, because apparently we are also getting new spells to make shifting even better and more fun. I really welcome this addition, because so far the spells we have for changing shapes aren't really that good, I'm afraid. You have basically the dragon forms and that's it. You have some animal forms too, but usually it requires a character very focused into natural attacks to make them work. I'm really hoping this means extra forms too. It's kind of a pity that despite having so many outsider enemy models and animations, we only have a very limited amount of forms we can change into. Alright friends, so this was it from the last Sarkorian DLC's Shifter archetype news video. I'd really like to hear what your thoughts on the upcoming DLC are too, so please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. As always, please remember to like, subscribe and also consider becoming a channel member. I truly appreciate your support, friends. Thank you for watching and see you next time.